Hey guys, in this video we're going to be taking a look at another 5-inch frame, and this is from GearBest. It's the GB220. As you can see here on the box, this is actually a clone of the QAV-R, which is a very popular frame out there right now. It has been for quite a while. I believe Schizo flies this frame for a lot of his videos. Also, we notice here that the box that this is coming in is very much like the frames that came from Banggood, the Martian 220, and also the what was it, the QAV-X clone, the Real ACC 210. Also came in this box labeled from this company called TCMM. Probably stands for the clone maker or something like that. But we'll go ahead and open this up and see what kind of parts we've got. Okay, so here are all the parts out of the box. You get a Maytech PDB here with a 5-volt and 12-volt regulator, and these are pretty good PDBs, so shouldn't expect any problems with those. They give you 2 sets of these foam feet that go on the bottom of the arms after you complete the construction. So you get a spare set. You believe they're the same size? Yes, so looks like you get a spare set of these foam feet in case any of them fall off. Then you get your standard set of steel hex screws here. You get 6 black standoffs, and these are a smooth painted finish. I believe they're 30 millimeters. Sorry, it's a 35 millimeter standoff. And then you get these little metal aluminum pieces here. These are the same ones, obviously, that come with the QAV-R, and these hold on the arms to the bottom plate and the matching connector here goes between the arms and the bottom plates. So this is basically like a sandwich style construction, like on the Martian and also like on the Alien as well. Here are the 2 side plates for the camera, and this is the camera holder for the lens section. And I've checked all of these pieces compared it to what comes with a actual real QAV-R, and they do appear to be all the same types of pieces and also similar in terms of the cutouts and such. Of course, I don't have an exact QAV-R to compare it to, so it's a little bit hard to say for sure that it's exactly the same, but probably isn't if experience shows anything. The QAV-X looked also very similar and close, but the parts didn't exactly match. So if you're looking to use this for spare parts for your QAV-R frame, I wouldn't necessarily count on that. However, knowing that the cost of this is quite a bit less, this frame is only $26 for everything, and the QAV-R is $115. So if you're looking for spare parts for this frame and want to save some money, just buy 2 whole frames. You get an extra set of top and bottom plates, and all the other pieces will be doubled. So it doesn't seem like, from what I've been seeing, a lot of the videos online, the arms don't seem rigged. These are 4 millimeter arms. It's usually the bottom plate or the top plate that cracks. So if you just get another frame for 26 bucks, you're still spending less than half of the cost of a real QAV-R. Anyway, here's a look at the bottom plate. The cutouts look pretty clean. I don't see any major manufacturing flaws, and it does look pretty smooth. Let's see if they clean the carbon at all, but it doesn't look like it's been washed. But this probably what I'm going to do is probably file this down a little bit anyway, just because I don't want these battery straps cutting along the edges of these sharp carbon plates anyway. So this bottom plate comes in at 2 millimeters. And then here's a look at the top plate. Again, all the cutouts to me look pretty similar to the real QAV-R. Let's check the thickness of the top plate here. I think it's going to be about 1.5 millimeters. And yes, it's exactly 1.5 millimeters. a look at the arm, and it's got cutouts for the 1806 and the 2205 size motors. And check the thickness of this arm, and comes in at 4 millimeters. So one thing that I see that is missing in this kit is there's supposed to be a grommet here in the back where the battery XT60 connector comes through, and it's to protect that connector so it doesn't get cut by the carbon plate, and apparently has not been included in this kit, even though it's pictured in the photos for this product. So it's something that you should be aware of, that you probably need to acquire a grommet. I happen to have a bunch of those sitting around, so I'll just pick up one of my spares and use those, because that is kind of necessary to have that there so that you don't cut the wire on your XT60 connector. Okay, so here's a quick look at the instructions. Not much really here, it just gives you a diagram on where the screws go and where the parts go. So I'll go ahead and quickly build this frame out and show you guys what this should look like, obviously without the electronics. I'll be right back for that. Okay guys, something that I've noticed about this kit is that on the real QAV-R, at least on the photos, on some of the things I've been seeing, they don't seem to be using this extra bottom plate here. This is about a 1.5 millimeter, looks like a bracing support plate on the bottom, which I don't think you really need. It just adds additional weight. So I'm electing to not use it and build mine like the real QAV-R. However, if you do not use this plate, which is about 1.5 millimeters, then you're going to have to use some different screws. Otherwise, you're going to have the screws sticking out. So in this case, for these metal braces here on the top, on the shorter sections, I'm using a 10 millimeter screw that didn't come with the kit that I'm using, that I had a bag of on my own, and that's so that the screws don't stick out. If you use the support plate on the bottom here, which I'm not really sure if you really need it or not, but if you want to go ahead and use that, then the 12 millimeter screws will be fine. But in my case, I'm going to be using the 10 millimeter screws for the shorter section here in the middle and on the outside. So you need 8 of those, and then the 12 can go into these 4 taller ones here. So just something to be aware of. I'm just going to go ahead and build it like the photo that I saw on the internet. I did a Google search to figure out what this frame should look like built up, and I'm going to just build it without the bottom support plate here. So I'm going to stick in 4 more 10 millimeter screws here in the bottom, and the rest should come together pretty easily. You just have to put in the 6 standoffs and the top plate. Be right back. Okay, so here's the frame all built out without any electronics, and as I mentioned before, I've elected to not use the bottom support plate here, as well as the camera mount. I'm going to be using HS 1177, and I'm using the side screw holes here in these 2 side plates for the camera mounting area. Let's get a weight of the frame here without any electronics on it. And it comes in at 122 grams. So something I thought was interesting about this frame, say compared to the Martian here, and I'll bring this into the frame as well, is, I don't know if you guys remember the Martian from a previous video. This center section here is more symmetrical. As you can see, there's an extra standoff here, and this space here in the front and the back are even, whereas on the QAV-R you get a little bit more length in the front, and it's a little more stubby here in the back, and you don't get that extra standoff there. So without this extra support here, there's more likely a chance for this top plate to break in this area here, especially where the battery is going to be sitting. If there's a crash, it could pull on this top plate and potentially crack this top plate here at this particular section, but perhaps that's also why it's shorter, so you don't have to have extra meat here in the back that's going to just create extra weight. So it's kind of a trade-off, and obviously the flight characteristics are going to be a little bit different, so we'll have to see how this thing flies. The other thing I noticed is that the width of the top plate and bottom plate is quite a bit more on the QAV-R versus the Martian. So let me actually measure that here and tell you exactly what the number is. So the top plate on the QAV-R is about 42, and on the Martian it's about 40. So it's just a couple millimeters less wide on the Martian than on the QAV-R. So probably I would expect these two guys to fly fairly similarly. Although obviously I'm not gonna know until I actually build it and fly it. So, but that's my expectation so far. Okay, so this is the end of this video for the frame review. I'm gonna go have another build video. I'll have another video here in a little bit on the complete build for this. I will have these pretty nice DYS SE2205 2300 kV motors on this particular frame, as well as these DYS XS20 BL Helios ESCs will also be powering this guy. So be on the lookout for the future video for the complete build on the QAV-R clone. Anyway guys, let me know if you guys have any questions on this in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.